Hi guys, welcome to Office Blokes React. I'm Office Bloke Dave.
I'm Office Bloke Mike.
Office Bloke Daz.
Together we are the Office Blokes.
Yep.
I've moved the camera to make it all nice and even, and somehow I'm still like that. I'm still off.
It's you, mate. You bend.
Just too many big muscles, that's what it is. Anyway, Jordan Schlansky has gone on Conan's podcast and told his origin story.
Oh, yeah.
Ah, interesting.
What do you mean his origin story? Where he's from?
I presume so. The title says origin story,
Yeah.
so
okay.
someone sent it to me. It turns out that he's English and he's a builder, and he's just been putting it on the whole time.
Really?
Yeah, it's all fake.
Unlikely,
All fake.
I would suggest, but
Yeah, let's get into
if
it
only
now.
it was.
Jordan Schlansky's origin story on Conan. Let's do it.
I'm here with a very special guest at the moment. This is someone I get asked about more than anyone else I've worked with in late night. Wherever I go in the world, probably once a day, people come up to me and say, "What's the deal with Jordan Schlansky? He is a phenomenon." So I thought I'd have Jordan come in, sit down, and maybe we'd talk about this and see if we can't figure out what this relationship is really all about. So sitting here is Jordan Schlansky. Hello, Jordan.
Hi.
Are you close enough to the microphone?
You have to tell me. That's not my responsibility.
Okay, but why don't you put the microphone a little closer to your mouth? You are being an incredible prick already.
I didn't realize I was functioning as an audio engineer, but I'm happy to comply.
Okay, I'm not an audio engineer,
Right.
but I could tell immediately.
I don't know how these are calibrated. You've been in this studio many times. This is my first appearance.
Okay, if you're listening right now and you're driving and you're clenching the wheel angrily, I apologize. That's because, like me, when someone comes on and takes an arrogant, inhuman tone, you get upset.
Why would you assume I know how many inches this is meant to be from my mouth? That's like quite an assumption.
That's a great
you
sentence
point
you
towards a
just
chair. You point towards a
How
chair.
many inches is this from my mouth? You just opened yourself up to, I mean, if the Impractical Jokers right now were on the line, they'd be having a blast. How many inches is this from my mouth? Jordan, let's get started. Before you get combative or strange, please answer these questions succinctly. How did you come to work for me? Do you remember the year?
I do. The year was 1994. I was an unpaid intern initially, and then I was hired to continue my employment.
Okay. So you started out as an intern, and then some fucking idiot decided to hire you on permanently, and you were paid. And then eventually you got a title on the show, which was?
Oh, I don't remember what I started at. There were numerous titles.
Yes, I'm sure there were numerous. What was the title you ended up with?
Associate producer.
Right. Man, if there's ever been a vague term, it would have to be associate producer, because we started using you on the show. And when I say using you, I mean featuring you as a personality, because you're so unusual. I think it was Frank Smiley. I'll give Frank Smiley the credit. Frank Smiley, longtime producer on our show, said...
Can you imagine being described by someone as so unusual?
Yeah.
Just so many little passive-aggressive comments towards him, and it's a trigger him.
Plenty, yeah.
Just by someone, you're just chatting away to someone and say, "You know Dave, right?" And you go, "No, you're describing." You go, "Very unusual."
Yeah. You're like,
You wouldn't want to be described someone coming up to you and going, "You're so unusual."
yeah.
You just wouldn't.
No,
It's not
no
great.
one. No one wants to be called.
No, they
that.
don't. Do they?
No.
Even if we all think that we're nice, unique individuals and we're special and things like that.
Unusual is a funny
You're a
word,
bit
isn't it?
No.
Yeah. Unusual. Why?
Jordan's fascinating. We need to get him on camera. I thought that was kind of immoral, in a way, to take advantage of someone with your limitations and exploit you. But Frank was determined, and we did. And so I also blame Frank for empowering you. Frank's here, by the way. Frank,
Well,
do you remember Jordan worked on the show, and
Yes.
then you one day said, we got to get this guy on camera.
Well, I mean, it's an easy softball for you to hit out of the park every time.
Because we had this relationship and it wasn't being recorded.
Yes, the relationship that people see in these remotes was basically going on in the office every single day.
Yes. And people think, oh, is this an act? No, it's not an act, because it was going on for several years before you even thought to put this on camera.
That's right. It was during the writer's strike when we were desperate for
Material that didn't need any writing.
Yes.
You just needed me and Jordan in a room together, and stuff would start to happen.
Right.
Because he's so naturally
So awkward.
provocative.
Yes, there's nobody like Jordan, and he's a strange man.
Yeah.
And it's obvious that America loves him.
Yeah. America has taken you to its collective bosom.
So it's strange, unusual.
Yeah. It's so interesting how many of these things are just circumstance. Then writers strike, so you get him on, and he ends up being an absolute star. And their segments
It's
together
like a
are some
natural
of the
thing,
best.
isn't it? It's not contrived, is it? It's clearly like just a natural sort of thing to do.
It's just funny.
So
how
he's sat there staring like a psychopath.
I know,
he is. He's definitely a
For all
psycho.
intents and purposes, you think it's got to be a put on, but I just don't think it is it?
I think he leans into it a little bit.
I think Desson, now they're on camera, they probably lean into it a bit more, but clearly something like that was going on before, which is why they had the idea, clearly, so.
Yeah.
But it's good.
I reckon he's got a very unhealthy relationship with his mum, Jordan. She's probably dead now, I say that.
I do mean bosom. Jordan, I swear to God, almost every day people ask me what's the deal with Jordan. My son loves In-N-Out, the In-N-Out hamburger chain here in California. And a bunch of years ago, we're passing one, and my son is really hungry, and he says, hey, can we go to In-N-Out? And I say, sure thing. So we pull over into the parking lot, and my son goes in to place his order, and I'm standing outside the car. A truck, a semi-truck, screeches to a halt. The driver puts it in neutral and puts on the emergency brake, jumps out, and runs across the highway and says to me, I just have to know, is Jordan real? That's the kind of, this guy put his life in danger to find out if you are real. I still don't have the answer. I still don't know exactly what you did on our show. What does an associate producer do? What was your job? What did you do for us? Why did we pay you?
Well, across the entertainment industry, the title associate producer is somewhat variable. I had a multitude of responsibilities geared towards the smooth operation of the show.
Okay, again, what a cloud of nonsense.
Well, I could tell you what one of my responsibilities was not, and that was not to explain to you what I do.
Okay. Oh, okay. So that was not your job. Let me explain to people listening right now, if you're familiar at all with the defense mechanisms behind a modern nuclear sub. Here's how it works. If it's attacked, what happens is that the enemy ship fires a torpedo at it that homes in on the large metallic structure that is the sub. As it gets close, one of the things that the sub that's being attacked can do is it can shoot out a lot of metal shards and junk out of the side, and that distracts the missile, so it veers off and attacks the junk that's been emitted and doesn't hit the actual sub. That's what you do. Every time I ask you, what do you do for a job, you open your mouth and you eject a bunch of bullshit, and it misdirects the question. The question explodes harmlessly off in the briny deep, and your sub is saved. And
you seem to take pride in your own ignorance as to my responsibilities, as if this is something you should be bragging about, not understanding what your employees do. It is not my responsibility to explain to you and to belabor every detail of what I do. The real question is, what are you doing right now? What are you doing to fill your time?
I'm doing a SiriusXM. Do you realize what an honor it is to get Channel 106? Do you know it was on Channel 106 before I took it over?
Do you consider this a full-time occupation?
I don't know. I'm really enjoying it. And I think you're just bitter that you're not able to skim any of your own cashola off my off my SiriusXM gig. I think you're angry that you can't be associate producer of SiriusXM Channel 106.
I'm indifferent. I'm here to answer the questions that you ask me.
Well, I love it when indifferent people start shouting at me. I'm completely indifferent, asshole!
Still none the wiser.
Yeah.
No, still not what he does.
Or the origin.
Yeah.
No, that's true, yeah.
The only
Not a
origin
clue.
we got was I used to work there.
Since 1994.
Yeah. and that's it.
I think we've watched a couple of the videos since the show ended, and Jordan's kind of always alluded to, you just ended the show, and what are we supposed to do? And he came across a little bit like bitter, but also angry that he's out of a job, and he's like, how are you going to look after me?
Yeah.
And I think we've got our answer there. He's not looking after him.
It's not his job to look after him.
It's not.
True.
It's not.
Yeah.
Absolutely not.
Yeah. Not his responsibility, I suppose, is it? So
I wonder what he is doing, or if he is a part of the podcast and the SiriusXM
part
thing.
of the team.
yeah,
You think?
I would guess so. Even if not, I mean, I'm sure associate producer for a program like that, I mean, be someone else that'd take him on. I don't think it'd be short of a job offer.
Yeah,
I wouldn't have thought.
Yeah,
You just wonder if he's become too much of a big character to have a background role on a show.
It's probably absolutely. Yeah, I get that, and maybe he's one of those that could go on to like celebrity, your dancing shows and your jungles, and you could do that.
That's called patronising him, Mike.
No, I don't know. Listen, they get some big money there.
You can still find work, Jordan. You'll be all right.
No, I think you would patronise
Dancing with the Stars, mate.
No, you're alluding to the fact that now he's as if he's like too big to do like a normal job like that. That he's got a character
potentially.
That
it's potentially that if he's going to be in the background of
But that'd be the next step, though, wouldn't it? That'd be the next step. Would be go on to like celebrity programs, though, wouldn't it? Panel shows and stuff like that.
I think
and build his brand.
It's usually a way to resurrect your career going on those shows, isn't it?
Yeah, get that. Not all the time, though. Look at people like Ryland. I mean, he went on stuff like that, didn't he? And now he's a big presenter now, isn't he?
He does WeBuyAnyCar.com or something. Doing adverts on the web, on the TV.
He does, yeah. He is big. He's everywhere.
Big. He's
isn't
done
he?
a lot of programs as well.
Yeah.
I think he's got his own shows and all sorts, hasn't he? Anyway, that's just one example. But
He could be his agent, Mike. He's time for agency work.
I know,
Okay.
Should do something. Yeah.
Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed that. Don't forget to like and subscribe. We'll catch you on the next one.
Cheers, guys.
Cheers.